we have what we all been waiting for. Machu Picchu! Look at the new headband I got. This is the fit that I'm wearing for today. Like I said, my pants did not dry in time, so I'm just wearing my leggings and then over it, I just have my like black like windbreaker pants. Chilling with that. I just like didn't want to get all of my stuff wet, so I spent like the last hour or 45 minutes probably blow drying everything because nothing dried. This bag here, I already put all of my clothes together. It's 7:22 in the morning right now, 7:23. Yeah, I don't even know if I really want to eat that much breakfast because my stomach, I don't even know like what to get at this point. Like I may just get stuff to go and it'll be a lot easier to do that. We're meeting the lady that is giving us the tour, getting us the shuttle bus from Aguascalientes to Machu Picchu. We're meeting her at 8 in the morning. So I have about 37 minutes before I meet her. I'm not doing too bad on time. Like I said, I may just take food to go. We're meeting her like a minute outside of our hotel. Like it's really not that big of a deal. Also, last night, I did get the most sleep and the best sleep I've gotten through this whole trip. I think we're on like day 9. No, we're on day 8. We're on day 8 of this trip. I finally got my 8 hours of sleep. Woke up at 6:15. I went to sleep at like 10 o'clock at night, you guys. Like I was out. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna close my eyes, get some rest, try to feel as good as I can before going to Machu Picchu. Also, this headband low-key matches this perfectly. I am gonna keep my backpack and my souvenirs that I got yesterday with the hotel. I was gonna bring it to Machu Picchu. I just really don't want to have to worry about that. I'd rather just have it in the hotel, know that it's safe. Not that it wouldn't be safe at Machu Picchu. I just would rather just have to bring one bag with me and not have to worry about like so many other things. Anyways, we're going to Machu Picchu. I'll see you guys when I get there. Machu Picchu. We're doing circuit 2 right now. This is like out of this world. It doesn't even look real. The air is so fresh. Oh my gosh. The views are great. Like literally walked up, tears were already going and I was like, wow. So I have like a little bit more to go. Up there, we just got a few photos, but we made it. We made it to Machu Picchu. Oops, wrong way. Like crazy, absolutely insane. Look at all those little people. That'll be us eventually. And also, the sun is out, so it's starting to clear up a little bit over here. Yay! Not as like foggy. But he was saying that when the sun is out and it's like a little bit misty, I say more like foggy, it moves around so you can get kind of like a different view of it, which I think is really cool.
I'm going to tell you what we are going to see. In front of us, it's clearly the urban area where they used to live. According to the number of houses inside, we know approximately how many people were living inside. So archaeologists estimated in between 400 people and 700 people that were living permanently. Dividing this terrain in two sectors. In front, the urban area, and here, the farming area. So we are on the farming terraces. Continuing just all this group of terraces until the top that we are going now. In these farming terraces, thanks to the analysis of pollen in the soil, archaeologists now knew exactly what they were growing in this terrain. It was mainly cultivation of corn, yucca, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, tomatoes, chili peppers, and coca leaf, avocados, and sweet passion fruits as well. Now, those huts that you see in Inca's time were called colcas, and colcas were storehouses. The design of these buildings were just to have a lot of windows around the wall for the air ventilation. These buildings used to have two floors, and you can see also the recreation of the roof helping us the idea how they cover every single house inside.
Oh, okay.
Now the lower is where the single tree is growing, the next one is a small square in the center, and the biggest is the highest in the background. These plazas are divided in two blocks, the city. This block on the left is the royal and religious place of Machu Picchu, and the other block is the nobility and the regular area of the Incas. A circular building like a tower. You see? And the house covered with thatch roof is behind. So in front of it is the building. This is the Sun Temple, the most important religious center. You can see the quality in their construction. The stones were fitted together without any kind of mortar, no cement. It's just the dark time joining stones. So precisely they did that. And there is where we call also the royal palace. It's just beside the house covered with thatch roof. So that means that all this block belonged only to the royal Inca and to the sun god. Up there is where they built the sundial. And the sundial is the evidence that the Spanish never came because the sundials were destroyed in every cities of the Incas.
Oh, wow.
Of course, the sundial and the sun temple are the evidences because the main churches have been built above them. Yeah. So now we are going to continue a little more. You know, maybe you were reading a little bit about Machu Picchu. It was found by American professor, Mr. Hiram Bingham, when he was looking for the lost city of the Incas. But let me tell you up there. Okay. This one.
Yeah, we're smiling.
Wait.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Oh, cute.
Yeah, especially
Wow.
the neck
Yes, looks amazing. Literally, so lucky with the weather, dude. Blue sky, clouds, but like you can still see stuff.
Alright, so now let's go around here. Yes. But everybody likes to.
We're going up still. But the higher we get up, the better view we'll have also. Anything higher than this right now, and then I think we end up going down afterwards.
Okay, you see the line?
Oh, yeah.
This is the Inca Trail.
Wow. Is it a difficult hike?
I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's the Inca Trail that connects all the way. Oops. That connects all the way to where we're walking over here.
This is Professor Bingham when he found Machu Picchu in 1911. You can see him. He was 36 years old. He was starting from Cusco in an expedition looking for the lost city, and it took 5 days to him to walk along this river from the Sacred Valley.
Wow.
And he arrived behind this mountain, Huayna Picchu. And there he met with a farmer and asked to this farmer, Melchor, about the other city that he was looking for, Vilcabamba, the lost city. But this farmer thought that he was asking about this city, and he just innocently told him it's above on this mountain. And Bingham said, what kind of city is there? Because I don't see in my map that city.
Yeah.
Of course, it was a secret place that in the maps we couldn't know about this place. So Professor Bingham, in the next day on 24, was guided by him. So they walked back on the river, accompanied by him and the interpreter, and they built a narrow bridge on the bottom of this mountain. And that's the bridge that you can see in this picture. So they crossed this bridge. After a hard climbing, they reached to these houses that you see covered with thatch roof, the storehouses of the Incas. So these families were living there. And this is the evidence of that. You can see these people that were living already before Bingham arrived. So Machu Picchu never was lost. It was knew by indigenous
It
people.
was never lost. Okay.
Yeah.
No. And this is the little boy that finally became his tour guide in that day. Pablo was his name. He was about 8 years old. And the man that is next to him is the interpreter that accompanied Bingham from Cusco as an interpreter. Because these people originally spoke Quechua language. Yes. And this stone that you see in the picture is the sundial, which is located above the pyramid. Yeah, that no one is walking, but there are buildings with the small windows above. And after that, when he was guided by the little boy, because he was going inside first, he came above on this path, and he was trying to reach the highest terraces here, and he photographed this picture. Quite similar as you see from here.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at that. Totally all covered.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, totally all covered. So up here the Sun Temple, up here the main entrance, as you see on the corner. Up here the pyramid of the sundial, the green plaza, or the plazas, and the other group of buildings. You can see, totally
yeah.
overgrown.
Oh yeah.
So it was overgrown for about 460 years, Machu Picchu. So he was very excited, and he was staying very close to these high-quality constructions, very, megalithic constructions that are located inside. But how long he was staying here? About 3 hours only. Because his obsession was the other city that is hidden in the jungle.
Yeah.
And he figured out that was a very small place, and he decided just to leave and to continue in the next day with his expedition.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could have just stayed here.
It took 1 week and a half, and he arrived finally to Vilcabamba, the lost city. And he was totally disappointed when he arrived that he didn't find what he wanted. He liked treasures, he liked pieces of gold, like Indiana Jones. But the building was in ruins, the city was in ruins. So he came back United States. He have to report all the expedition, he have to develop all the pictures, and the best place in Peru that he was visiting, it was Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
So like any historian, he was trying to find some chronic information, but any chronicler wrote about this place. So he, of course, himself now was motivated. He could be the first the first historian in charge of studying this place. And he came back to Peru in the next year, 1912.
Oh, okay.
So he was sponsored by National Geographic, Yale University, and a Kodak film company provided him a better camera that they had in that time. So the first camera, the first picture that was took here was by Kodak company. Okay, so this is the history. Professor Bingham worked 3 years in Machu Picchu. Of course, he employed a lot of local people. The local people were helping to clean all this vegetation. It was not looking like this. And after that, they did excavations around, and they found a lot of potteries, artifacts. And when he explored the mountain, he found the terraces that you see on top over there. And you can see people also there. And after that, he was walking down, looking for some evidences, and he found cemeteries on the base. And after that, he followed this path of the Inca Trail, and in this mountain of Machu Picchu, he found other cemeteries. And the mummies were found in this kind of cavities, very large caves where Incas used to bury the people in fetal position. Some panoramic views of the side, and you can see.
So this was all covered by
forest.
vegetation?
Yes.
Wow.
And you can see the process of cleaning trees, taking out bushes, and a bit by bit appeared the Temple of the Sun.
Wow.
And this is about the new picture after cleaning. You can see it a little bit now, and local people that worked for him. And this is the position of the skeletons that were
Okay,
buried
so when they
in
were-
Inca's time in both mountains. Everybody used to come back to the Pachamama, to the Pacha, they call Pacha the earth, in fetal position because in their cosmovision, you know, the origin of the life starts in our man's body. And when they pass away, they thought that they have to reborn again in another world. So they were going back in the same position as
That
the
they
light
came.
stars.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. Oh,
But they
okay.
couldn't come back in their own mother. Instead of that, Pachamama, the Mother Nature, had the caves, which was the womb. So everybody were going back to the womb of the earth.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, so this is the introduction. So now we are going to start looking or seeing, the most important constructions inside.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, have a look. The size of the door is so huge. It's big. Look at the style. It's imperial style. Imperial style we call when the stones doesn't have any mortar in between. This is the royal axis. It's the noble axis. So just royalty and nobility used to enter from there. Around the city, of course, we have axes, but those are very simple. Yeah, like our patio, and behind we have another axis, similar in a similar way. Now look at above in the middle, there is a ring stone, and look at the hinges in both sides. Looks like a pulley inside. It rotated originally. So that's telling us that the main axis of temples or cities used to be locked. So they lock. Yes, being on thought that they put the chests on it, and they put it across the beams, and they tie it probably like that. Yes. Other people believe that probably this one was like a hinge, or was holding the gate, and they just pulled it up probably.
This was the
Who
reception.
knows? Yes. And that gap is original. It was for the guard. The guard was always standing up, taking care of the entrance.
It feels nice now.
It's important to know about this first building after the main entrance, a storehouse. Yeah, this large storehouse that had 2 floors, it worked as a warehouse. Unfortunately, nature destroyed these buildings. Yeah, in this upper place. The llamas were the animals, very important in that time, that transported the goods and everything they needed. And the llamas used to be stuck in these corrals that are above us. Yeah, so hundreds of llamas enter also to Machu Picchu.
Why not alpacas?
Alpacas now. It was domesticated only for the wool and for the meat.
For them?
Okay, on this way. We are walking on the original steps where the Inca King Pachacuti and his descendant used to walk as well.
Oh, wow.
And we see now the other side of the farming terraces where llamas also are grazing.
Oh, yeah.
After the harvest time, of course, the llamas were, put it in it to keep the grass in a similar way they are doing now, the job.
The guardhouse
Driving.
right there.
See people live in this. Okay, this small group of buildings that we are going to see are related with the storehouses because they had open windows for ventilation. This is not so many, spacious to hold people to live in it. It's just basically for storing a lot of jugs containing products because they use big jugs, big like our sizes. Yeah, they were containers, and they contained dry potato or dehydrated potatoes, quinoa, cereals. Well, where we are is a bunch of rocks. Look at this area. You can see big, big boulders. So this is granite rock. It's a volcanic. It's a lava. It's a
Oh,
lava.
wow. Which, that one?
All
of it.
All
Wow.
All of this. So Machu Picchu was built with white granite and a gray granite. So the question before was from where they brought the stones. The people thought that was from somewhere around, but finally they understood that the raw material was located in situ. And this area that we are is the last part of Machu Picchu that they were still building So this is work in progress area. This wall, this edge is an unfinished wall. So that's why we see these spread stones just in order to move and to bring. So they were just working, they were just transported right there. Also you can see these steps in process of construction. It's a bedrock and a step. That means the plan was to continue with more terracings all the way up. So imagine how it looked like the topography in that time. It was like this. Everything that you see now is very well done. It looked like that. And they have to transform from this material in that beautiful scenery that you see over there.
Wow.
You can see right there the effort of these people, the sweating of these people. They were still working, but unfortunately the problems came when the Spanish arrived. But not only the Spanish was the reason, even the Spanish arrived in a weakened empire when two stepbrothers started with a bloody civil war just for the power. So it was a weakened empire. It was easy for the Spanish when the empire was divided.
Yeah.
So that's how they conquered. Like a word, no? Divide and conquer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Divine, yeah.
That happened.
Where was the closest that the Spanish reached here?
Ollantaytambo.
Ollantaytambo.
Yes, Ollantaytambo is the place where the last Inca king called Manco Inca tried to resist Spanish. Yeah, but it was not possible because the Spanish joined with the enemies of the Incas, and they tried to capture him. But he was smart; he knew his way, and he escaped from Ollantaytambo. And he was following this river, or he was coming probably across the city. That's why he founded the last city, the last capital, Vilcabamba, which Professor Bingham was looking for.
Yeah.
Because like any historian, he knew about Manco Inca, and he wanted to find the last city, and lost city at the same time.
Wow. ¿Cómo se dice Temple of San Inti?
It's a beautiful view. It's the fine terraces. Inside we have trapezoidal niches where idols were put. They said idols of the deities. And the temple has a special characteristic of its windows. Look at that window in front of us, that open window, that faces and shows to the northeast. And the other window is located on the right side, that faces to the sun gate. If we call sun gate, it's because in December 21st the sunrise comes through the gate and the light enters through the window and illuminates the altar. And in June, after 6 months, the sunrise comes from in front and the light enters perfectly into this temple. This is the picture of June 21st. You can see how the alignment of the sunlight is here.
Crazy.
This is high quality construction again. You can see 7 niches, 5 there, stumpex sticking out for hanging decorations. So temples used to be decorated with some sheets of blankets, and this is an altar definitely for a main god. We don't know what kind of god they have to worship because this temple was still in process of their construction. But you can see the way how they were still carving. Look at the base of this rock, for example. They were still using hammers and chisels. Yeah, they never finished. But look at also sinking. So this problem started, who knows, probably after 50 years they abandoned or 100 years after they abandoned because Bingham found almost in the same way. But now it's worse, of course, because we have more rain, more infiltration, more movement of the minor geological fault that we have. So all of these conditions are doing this damage in this place, unfortunately. So some of them were like hammers, some of them were chisels, some of them were tonnage.
How did they carry this from there to here?
With a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yes.
Wow. Imagine how heavy that is.
And rolling stones.
And rolling stones.
Dang. There's a staircase. It's really hard to see with the camera, but people are all the way up there. God bless them. And then they're tracking all the way back down here. Okay, just heard that there's tarantulas out here. Also, there was this different type of wasp, he said, called Nina. Nina! Gotta check my pants to make sure there's no tarantulas on me.
So we have 16 water fountains, and you can see one of them here. The other is there, the other is there. So water flows by gravity around here.
Springs of Machu Picchu Mountain is where the water's from.
And it's coming just by gravity from above.
We are about to finish the end of the tour over here. We got some llamas to see. Dude, like I was saying before, or maybe I was just telling this to my mom, I think I peaked with my first seventh wonder, because starting with Machu Picchu, like, this is some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. And the way that it was like buried, basically like there was like all this stuff covering it until they cleaned it all up. The American that ended up finding this area, he wasn't even trying to find it. He was trying to find a whole separate spot. And it was like, I think he was trying to find gold and the other like lost city or like hidden city, right? And then he went off to his next adventure because this isn't what he thought he was looking for. Imagine passing up Machu Picchu because you don't think it's good enough. But also I will say it was buried and stuff, so like you couldn't see all of the stones and rocks and cobblestones and the houses and the temple, like, and you couldn't see all of that stuff. So to him it like wasn't that great, but I don't know. I just feel like in a way it shares like something very special can be right in front of you and you'll never know it. And that literally happened to the guy that discovered Machu Picchu. He was like, oh, this isn't it. I'm gonna keep exploring, to then come back and be like, this is the best that you can find. So just keep that in mind for just life. Some of the best things in your life you already have, you know, and you just don't realize it until you leave or until you're gone. I'm gonna cry. This is beautiful. Like when I tell you there were tears, I was trying to record myself, but I don't know how people record themselves when they're like crying. But the tears in my eyes, I was like, oh my gosh. And it's just like, oh, I'm passing all the llamas. It's just like, it's just so beautiful and powerful. And I really wish so much of native land was not destroyed because there's so many cool things about it. But oh, do you see the llama go? Llama, llama, llama. Yo, I sound crazy. I'm just trying to get the llama's attention. They know that the Spanish never even made it this far because things weren't destroyed. So I'm so happy that they didn't, because this is so amazing. If you guys have been to a seventh wonder, what do you think I should go to next? Because do you think Machu Picchu beats everything? I don't know. You have to let me know. There's a llama right here. I show you. You see him over here? You see little buddy? Feels beautiful now outside. Literally the perfect temperature. Yeah, we are just gonna head back because our train to get back to Cusco boards at 2 o'clock. We leave by 2:30. So like if we literally did the other circuit, we'd be stuck here. And we can't do that because we have to go from Machu Picchu to Aguas Calientes to Cusco to Lima to Chicago in the next 2 days. So we literally can't miss any transportation or we'll be stuck in Peru. We don't need that to happen. I like Peru, but I don't want to be stuck. This is it, you guys. Oh, I don't want to leave. I can feel the tears going. Can you see them? Oh my god, pretty. Anna, we did it. We did it. Oh, gracias.